Yes, I have actually played both God of War 1 and 2, but I never got a chance to finish them both. It's mostly because of the puzzle-solving areas. I'm not really good at those parts of the game. I thought I would try playing it again once I get my hands on God of War 3 for the PS3. I wouldn't mind doing a top 10 favorite openings. If I ever get a chance, I will definitely do it. My favorite anime that I think that I bought for this year is Tezuka the Experimental Films. And if you want to know why, well, you can check my review on it. I think it's cool that Raiden is back as the new main character for the new Metal Gear game, especially when he's a cyborg ninja. I mean, who wouldn't want to play a cyborg ninja who can take out 10 Metal Gears in less than 2 minutes? I think the only concern for me for the new game is the story and the gameplay. I kinda hope that they tell us how Raiden became a cyborg ninja in the first place, and I also hope that the gameplay doesn't suck. Well, if I only had 24 hours to live, I would talk to my friends and family and tell them how much I love them and to say that I'm sorry for all the years that I have troubled them. That's pretty easy. I would like to be Vampire Hunter D. Why? Because he is brave, he is noble, and he kicks vampire ass, man! If I ever been turned into a girl, I would probably document my life as a girl, and figure out certain stuff about them, like what's it like peeing sitting down, or even trying high-heeled shoes and all that kind of stuff. And no, I will not stay as a girl. I am happy being a guy. If I were trapped on an island all alone, with no one there, and I had to bring one person, it would have to be either Jason Freeberg or Aaron Seltzer. Both of them were directors of really crappy movies like Disaster Movie, Meet the Spartans, and Epic Movie. The reason why I picked them is because, since I'm on an island with no one there, I could murder those bastards. Bury them on that island. I mean, I know murder is wrong, but trust me when I say this. If you saw their crappy parody comedy movies, you would do the same thing. Definitely. I would tie that person to a chair, sellotape the eyes open, and make them watch every single episode of Green Green again and again and again. I would make Godzilla fight Gigan. You know, the monster with the one red eye and the buzzsaw on his stomach area. He was my favorite monster. I own at least over 150 animes. It would have to be Emo Hino from Crying Freeman. It's because she's beautiful, she's smart, and she's an artist. Back in my college years, I used to take photography. Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm mostly concentrating on reviewing animes only. I mean, it's not that I don't want to review comic books or manga or anything. It's just that I don't really own a lot of them. I'm not really sure myself. I think it's because I don't really watch a lot of live-action television. I mean, usually I spend my time going on the internet, checking out anime trailers and seeing which anime is interesting or not interesting. And if I do find one that is interesting, I go out and buy them and watch it to pass the time. I really like her reviews. She has a great sense of humor and a spunky personality. Even when she reviews a serious anime, she makes it a laugh-out riot. I think Mag looks like an interesting game since you can play like over 256 players online. Even though I'm not really into online games, but it still looks awesome. As for Uncharted 2, definitely yes. I mean, I am a big fan of Naughty Dog games. I mean, I just love Crash Team Racing, every single one of their Jak and Daxter video games. And their first Uncharted game was so addictive, it was like the only PS3 game that I played the most. I guess you could say the anime scene in Australia is pretty normal over here. I mean, like for example, if you saw an anime convention coming here to Australia, I mean, you'll see people like wearing cosplay costumes and stuff. and meeting your favorite voice actor, and buying anime and anime-related products. There's even this anime group called the WIYA, which means Japanese Anime for Western Australia, where a group of anime fans get together to watch anime that hasn't even come out of Australia yet. You can even rent mangas and anime DVDs, and you can even buy Japanese food products and stuff. Well, I'm not really much of a sports fan, but my family and relatives are like total soccer fanatics, and I'm basically the black sheep of them. I have only seen one sports anime, and that's Slam Dunk, which is basically my only favorite sports anime. Well, actually, I don't really have a car. Most of the time I usually walk or take a bus or take a train here in Australia. Not to mention that you wouldn't believe the petrol prices over here are really expensive. I think the biggest problem with live action movies based on Japanese anime is that not all of them connect with the anime creator's vision. I mean, for example, look at Dragon Ball Evolution. I mean, it looks nothing like Akira Toriyama's vision of Dragon Ball, which is why people hate it so much. I think the people who make these live action movies based on animes really need to talk with the anime creators and see if they approve or don't approve the script or the actors or everything about the live action movie. Otherwise, it will end up like a pile of garbage. Well, for me, it's just like watching the Simpsons movie. It's just a longer episode of the series, which you may or may not end up having fun with. I wear both. That's easy. Vampire Hunter D. Green. Well, actually I've only seen one episode of Bleach, and I can see why a lot of people like this show. It has a good story and has some great characters. And the action didn't look too bad either. Even the animation seems okay. The only two things that I didn't like about it was the music and the design of the holo. I mean, the first time I saw the first episode opening, it sounded like a boy band, and I really hate boy bands. Not to mention that the holos don't really look that scary, but they probably look scarier if I saw like future episodes of it. One show that I like to watch over and over again has to be Orphan, Season 1. For some reason, I never get tired of watching that show. Maybe it's because of Vulcan and Dorton. Those are the only two guys that make me laugh. I mean, you wouldn't believe the funniest things that Vulcan says in the Japanese dub. That would have to be Aiken. I mean, after watching 5 minutes of it and stopped, you wouldn't believe the number of times I was screaming and yelling on how bad this anime is. I definitely like heavy metal music. I mean, I listen to bands like Rage Against the Machine, Saliva, POD, Papa Roach, Alice Cooper, and many other great bands. Well, most of the games that I've played lately on my PS3 are like action-oriented games. The last couple of games that I played were Infamous and Prototype. I have to say that they were both really good video games. I mean, in Infamous you play a character who can shoot electricity and have all these electrical powers that are just extraordinary, and you can blow stuff up. And in Prototype, you play an ultra-violent killing machine. That's definitely two games that you definitely want to pick up for both your PS3. Well, that's easy. It was Vampire Hunter D. That was the anime that made me gain interest in anime in the first place. My top 10 least favorite animes are: Number 10, Arc the Lad. Number 9, Battle Royale High School. Number 8, Art of Fighting. Number 7, Girls Bravo. Number 6, Samurai Showdown the movie. Number 5, X the movie. Number 4, Sword for Truth. Number 3, Ninja Resurrection. Number 2, Aiken. Number 1, Green.